So as we covered in the beginning of this episode, pumpkin spice lattes are most closely associated with basic bitches and people who drink coffee that don't actually like coffee.
Even if it's not lattes or other drinks being flavored with it, the concept of pumpkin spice is an annual tradition for most of the West.
Yeah, for example, apparently last year in 2019, a writer in Michelin Guide, like the big fancy restaurant review place that gives out like Michelin stars and all that, apparently they predicted, quote unquote, that cinnamon was going to be the big food trend for the 2019 autumnal season. And a bunch of like mainstream news outlets and food blogs latched onto it like it was some sort of like 10,000 IQ genius like play. Apparently, cinnamon being a fall flavor is somehow a new concept. What?
Whoa, they really dropped a bombshell with that one. Over 10 years after the rise of pumpkin spice lattes releasing in the fall, who could have ever expected that cinnamon and nutmeg would be a hot fall flavor?
So crazy, right? Tell me again, why does anyone give a shit what Michelin thinks about food? Like, they're just one of those organizations that gets by solely on reputation. Like, everyone knows them, and every big restaurant wants to get a Michelin star ranking, whatever. I don't know. Nothing I've ever read about them makes me really, like, give much of a fuck about them.
We were going to make a joke here about how we trust Michelin tires more than Michelin Food Guide, but bizarrely enough, the Michelin Food Critic books are fucking published by the same damn company.
That's also not a joke. That's not a meta joke. That is literally what happened. I wrote down a joke about I'd rather trust Michelin tires with food, and then I was like, wait a minute, looked them up, and then it said Michelin Guides. It was published by the Michelin Tire Company of France. I was like, you learn something new and stupid every day. How the hell did that become a thing? Why is a tire company writing stupid food books, and how did they turn it into one of the most acclaimed critic groups in the entire world? Holy shit. It must be nice to have this like internationally acclaimed media group where you can just like get by on cred alone, have people kiss your ass, maybe literally in some restaurants. One of your reviewers dines at like an eatery, then you just write an article, you predict literally nothing, and people pat you on the back like you just cured cancer. This just in, Michelin makes another huge prediction for 2021. You're never going to believe what people are going to do with ketchup. Seriously, this one's going to blow your mind. Ketchup, they're totally going to put it on French fries. Whoa, I know, right? Screw them. This is stupid. Speaking of stupid, since Starbucks introduced their pumpkin spice latte, many other coffee retailers have put out their own versions as well, such as McDonald's, 7-Eleven, and Dunkin' Donuts. Most local cafes do the same. Like, at this point, you'd be hard-pressed to find a coffee place that doesn't sell some form of a pumpkin spice coffee come autumn, no matter where you live in.
It's really become a big cultural phenomenon, and that's thanks to Starbucks' cunning marketing and social media strategies.
Yeah, see, Starbucks, to their credit, Starbucks is smart. They know that people lose their shit over pumpkin spice lattes. They take advantage of it. Starbucks corporate, they roll out marketing for the beverage as early as like midsummer. And like now we're at the point that this explicitly autumn coffee drink gets released in August, like we mentioned.
As stupid as it is, it works. People hype it up and buy it even though they still got a full month of summer left.
Yeah, I never got that. Like, it bothers me every year how quick people are to rush through every season. Like, people bitch and moan all winter long about, oh, how cold it is, I miss the sunshine. And then spring arrives, they're still waiting for it to be warm, and then it's like it's been 6 long months, and summer's almost here, and then finally, Memorial Day weekend finally hits. Everyone's having barbecues, and they're high-fiving each other, like, yeah, summer's here, we've been waiting so long, I love this weather, it's the best. And then a week later, like, oh boy, how about this heat? Like, people are just so damn spoiled. They pretty much want it to be like 69.5 to 71 degrees, mostly sunny, but not too sunny, and like 53% humidity on the dot. God forbid the high hits 73, because then, it's a little hot out today. But Starbucks knows this. So hence, you'll see girls busting out their plaid sweaters on August 27th. They're sweating their asses off, sitting on a hot beverage in the late summer sun, this close to heat stroke, but it was worth it just for that perfect selfie. Hashtag PSL, hashtag hot mess, literally, hashtag please call an ambulance.
We're really Han Solo season.
Oh
We got
yeah,
good
that's
Han
my
Solo
favorite
season.
too. When you see all the girls wearing Ugg boots and vests, and they all
Yeah.
look like Han Solo.
Anyway, Starbucks has done some other marketing stunts with the pumpkin spice latte. Inexplicably, the drink has its own Twitter account, and it's just kind of awful. Like, it's exactly what you would expect. The profile picture is a latte wearing those big ugly sunglasses a lot of girls wear, and the sunglasses are orange, obviously. We're sure that was intentional.
Obviously, I'm sure there was like a think tank that like spent 30 like hours being like, what color should the sunglasses be? It needs to be the right type of orange. Bizarrely enough, the page is operated so that it actually is supposed to come off as like a weird sentient drink that's come to life to post all about its pumpkin lattes. It speaks in the first person. It pretends it has things to do, like it has hopes and dreams and wishes. It's really, really dumb. Like, I saw one post where, like, we saw, like, the coffee cup sitting on a table. It was blowing out the candles to a birthday cake with a picture of itself on the cake.
No idea how successful it was, but it only seemed to last a few years, because the last active season it had was 2017, it looks like. It made a couple of tweets in 2018, but it didn't last the entire fall, so that's about it.
Yeah, like, whoa, like, what if someone just, like, didn't realize the latte sitting on the table next to them was alive, and they, like, drank it up, like, brutally murdering it in the process, and that's why it stopped?
Maybe, or, like, what probably happened was someone at corporate was auditing, like, the books and going through financial records, and they were, like, did a spit take, like, what the fuck? We're paying someone $42,000 a year to run a fake Twitter account for a drink?
I'd like to think if that happened, they had like someone like rush over real quick to like clean up the coffee from the spit take, since there's like a company policy that like Starbucks coffee can never be wasted or spilled on the ground for longer than 30 seconds. Besides anthropomorphizing their coffee, Starbucks social media channels also started doing things like having fans place like fake like secret backdoor orders, quote unquote, like online at like local stores that didn't have it on the menu yet, so that it's like a means to like unlock the drink at their local Starbucks.
Nowadays, outside of coffee, pumpkin spice has just permanently ingrained itself into our culture, like, to absurd comic levels.
Yeah. Here's a short list. I'm sure you can understand that short is a being used sarcastically here, but here's a short list of everything we could find that comes in pumpkin spice variety. Yogurt, pretzels, incense, Cheerios, Oreos, mixed nuts, candy corn, Pringles,
Hummus, candles, peeps, frosted flakes, shampoo, liquor, shredded wheat, oatmeal, whipped cream, tea, kale chips, whey protein, toothpaste, pudding.
popcorn, macaroni and cheese, Twinkies, pancakes, deodorant, Special K, margarine, hot cocoa, ice cream, beard oil, marshmallows, salsa, Werther's caramels,
Gazpacho, life cereal, truffles, bath bombs, hand soap, English muffins, dog shampoo, Spam, granola, protein bars, cream cheese, waffles,
funnel cake, soda bread, moisturizing lotion, cinnamon rolls, Pop-Tarts, donuts, car detailing spray, Milano cookies, lip balm, chili, sausages, pasta sauce, seltzer, and hamburgers. Motherfucker. How?
I feel like I was having a stroke reading that list. It's just spewing out random, like, words.
Yeah, like, we knew there were going to be some, like, a lot of those when we first started doing the research for it, but, like, there were some real curveballs in there. Like, if you order a pumpkin spice burger with a straight face, I really, really hope you get hit by a car on your way out of the restaurant. And live. I'm not wishing death on anyone. But good God, it takes a special kind of asshole to seriously consider making the life decision to purchase pumpkin spice hamburger. Well, you know, that, and I also want to know what level of basic bitch do you need to achieve to, like, buy pumpkin spice scented doggy shampoo? So, like not only can your food smell like it and you smell like it, but also your Pomeranian can smell like it too.
Probably, like, Super Saiyan basic bitch. Super basic Saiyan bitch 3.
Nah, it's even higher than that. It's got to be, like, super basic Saiyan bitch God evolved.
I feel like dogs probably wouldn't like pumpkin spice shampoo. They have super sensitive smell, so pumpkin spice might, like, burn their little schnozzles off.
Yeah, right? But based on all this, like, if you're hashtag obsessed, you can just, like, flat out make everything in your entire life smell like pumpkin spice. Like your food, your breath, your hair, your house, your air, like your car, your armpits, your dog.
Mamma mia, that's a spicy meatball. Or that's a spicy Becky.
The sad part is that, like, I bet you a fair number of these products aren't even, like, specially flavored with pumpkin spice. Like, I feel like a lot of them probably just, like, throw cinnamon and maybe nutmeg in. They just call it a day. Because, like, honestly, like, 99% of the idiots who buy it won't know the difference. Like, you could probably get away with just plain cinnamon and they wouldn't be able to tell. Like, honestly, that's the dumbest part about the like, Starbucks pumpkin latte culture and everything. Probably most pumpkin lattes in general, there's nothing special about them. Starbucks has this like grand origin story about how they slaved away with the mortifying task of having pie and coffee on a regular basis to come up with it. How did they do it? So tough. At the end of the day though, you know what pumpkin spice lattes really are? It's fucking coffee with syrup in it. That's it. There isn't sort of magical process where like autumnal fairies infused the coffee beans with cinnamon magic and then they roasted over an eternal bonfire that was started on the first day of fall in 2003 with this like finely crafted technique by master baristas to concoct you liquid ambrosia. They brew coffee and they pour flavored syrup into it and they add steamed milk. Literally anyone on the planet could do it. Hell, there's a ton of coffee creamers and like flavor brands out there that just sell pumpkin spice varieties so you can make it at home. If you want to emulate steamed milk, you just microwave it and whisk it for like 30 seconds. And maybe it won't taste like 100 million% like the Starbucks version, but let's be real, pumpkin spice coffee doesn't even taste that good to begin with, so it's a moot point.
Like we said, these floofy coffee drinks are probably mostly drunk by people that don't actually like the flavor of coffee, but a syrupy sweet beverage that evokes the feeling of cozy fall desserts, that's totally up their alley. Like, they like the feeling of it. And Starbucks set out to do just that when they developed the drink. So you know what? Good for them. They succeeded and then some.
Yeah, since its debut in 2003, Starbucks has sold over 350 million pumpkin spice lattes. That's insanity. Their sales experience, their sales get a massive boost every year from it. So it's like, it's no wonder they keep pushing out earlier and earlier every single year. Like, it's estimated they made $150 million in profit from the damn things every single year. And honestly, like, if through some bizarre twist of fate, Starbucks somehow ended up like a financial jam, they could totally just like bust out the pumpkin spice latte in like spring or something for a limited release. Because there's one thing people like just as much as cinnamon and ginger, it's anything on the face of the earth labeled as limited edition. Seriously, you could start airing commercials for anything and people would buy it. Like, used Band-Aids, limited edition.
Gas station men's room flavored Oreos, limited edition.
Colorectal cancer, limited edition. Oh boy, I'll take 20. Like we said though, Starbucks has done a good job building up this like cultural phenom, and they don't really. It's a phenom behemoth. This cultural phenom, like they don't seem to be slowing down anytime soon. Like it's a huge business for them. To like, it's to the point they created an entire sub industry that extends out beyond their own products.
Like, it's funny to think, ironically, they created this spice monster that's so big now that people are buying a bunch of other pumpkin spice foods instead of Starbucks lattes.
Most ironically of all, like, do you think, like, all the hordes of, like, Ugg boots aficionados actually know why pumpkin spice is called pumpkin spice? Do you think they know it's supposed to be based on pumpkin pies? Or does that mental exercise just, like, go right over their heads? Like, honestly, like we covered at the beginning of this episode, you get a bunch of bullshit outrage from Food Babe, blogger, whoever the hell it was. She was mad that the drink didn't contain pumpkin. Like,
I don't know. Pumpkin pie is like at every American Thanksgiving. Like, maybe Canadian Thanksgiving? That just passed. Canadians, do you have pumpkin pie? Anyway, I would think most people have had pumpkin pie at some point in their life.
Yeah, probably. So, like, I guess it's probably not even just basic bitches in general. It just seems like most people don't know what a pumpkin tastes like. We saw a lot of idiots when we were researching this episode. A lot of our sources had idiots trying to make the same point that we're making now, except they finished up their thought by saying, oh, but really, pumpkin doesn't taste anything like pumpkin spice. It tastes like nothing. It's very bland, and coffee that feature it tastes awful because pumpkin tastes dumb. Bullshit. Pumpkins taste great. Like everything, you gotta cook them properly. If you just pop like raw-ass pumpkin puree into your mouth, yeah, it's not going to taste like much. The same way it's not particularly enjoyable to take a bite out of a nice uncooked potato as opposed to like French fries. Pumpkins, they're sweet, they're earthy, they're kind of like a sweet potato, but like not quite as in your face with the sugar flavor. They're great. You can roast them, you can make soups out of them, you can fry them. You just got to cook them correctly. You know what? You know who knows how to cook pumpkins? Ironically, you know who knows to do that? Japan. Japan. The Japanese have their own breed of pumpkins called kabochas, and they use them in tempura, salads, they grill them, they eat them with rice. Good for them. Once again, Japan took another American thing and they made it even better.
Once again, Japan and America proved to be one of the greatest bromances of all time, right up there with Zach Braff and Donald Faison.
So, that should about cover it for today's main course. Hope you guys saved room, as always, for some dessert.